You ever have that moment, you know all the right words, you've studied the grammar, but when you go to speak, they just vanish? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. Well, today we are going to crack the code on English fluency, and trust me, the answer is probably not what you think. Let's dive in. Picture this. You're in a conversation, maybe it's at a party, maybe it's a job interview, and then you hear these 5 little words. It's supposed to be a friendly question, right? But for so many of us learning English, it's the question that triggers that instant, stomach-dropping panic. And then, nothing. Your brain just goes completely blank. You know the words, you've practiced them, but right here in this high-pressure moment, poof, they're gone. You might stumble and say something kind of weird like, I do weekend things, when what you really wanted to say was so much more. It's so frustrating, but listen, it is not a reflection of how smart you are.
So, what is going on here? Well, it's something I like to call the fluency paradox. It's this weird thing where the harder you try to speak fast, the worse your English actually sounds. But here is the really good news. This is not a personal failure. It's a brain-based problem. And because it's a brain-based problem, that means there's a brain-based solution.
See, we get caught up chasing this myth of what fluency is. We think it's all about talking super fast with no pauses, just cramming in more words. But the reality? Oh, it's completely different. Real fluency, it's all about control. It's about clarity. And the most important word of all, automaticity. It's not about how fast your mouth can move. It's about how effortlessly your brain can just grab the language it needs. So when you force yourself to speak faster than your brain is ready for, you're literally overloading its working memory. It's kind of like juggling. You're trying to keep vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation all up in the air at the same time. Trying to speak fast is like someone just tossing you another ball when your hands are already full. Something's gotta drop. So you might be wondering, how do native speakers sound so effortless then? Well, it's not because their brains are somehow faster. Nope. Their brains are just more efficient. They've automated the whole process by taking some really clever shortcuts, and we're going to look at the science behind how they do it. Okay, so the secret has a kind of fancy, scientific-sounding name. It's called formulaic sequences. But don't let the name scare you. Think of these as just pre-packaged phrases. Your brain doesn't build every single sentence from scratch, word by word by word. No way. Instead, it just grabs these ready-made chunks from your long-term memory. This is the brain's secret weapon for being efficient. It frees up all that mental energy so you can focus on, what you actually want to say. And you've seen these everywhere. They come in all shapes and sizes. You've got phrasal verbs like figure out. You've got collocations like make a decision. The key thing to remember is that these aren't just random words stuck together. They are single units of meaning that native speakers use automatically, totally without thinking. All right, so mastering these chunks, that's a huge piece of the puzzle. It's like half the battle. But to sound truly natural, we also have to master the music of the language. We have to master its rhythm. Now, this is a really, really crucial point. Unlike a lot of other languages where each syllable gets about the same amount of time, English has more of a bouncy rhythm. The length of an English sentence isn't really determined by how many syllables are in it, but by how many stressed words there are. All the little unstressed words just get squeezed in between those beats. Okay, listen to this. I'm going to say a short sentence. The cats chase mice. Got it? Now, listen to this much longer sentence. The cats have been chasing the mice. Did you hear that? They take almost the exact same amount of time to say. Why? Because they both have 3 main beats, 3 main stresses. Isn't that wild? That is the rhythm we're aiming for. So we know we need to train our brains to use these chunks and to master this natural rhythm. The big question is, how? Well, the single most effective technique for this is called shadowing, and I am going to walk you through a super simple 5-step routine that you can start using today. All right, here's your game plan. Step 1, pick a short clip, like a minute of audio or video, but make sure it has a transcript. Step 2, just listen to it once. Don't read, just get the general idea. Step 3, now listen again, but this time read along with the transcript. Step 4, and this is the magic step, shadow along. That means you play the audio and you speak at the same time as the speaker. Try to copy everything, their rhythm, their pauses, their intonation. And finally, step 5, the most powerful step of all, record yourself doing it and then compare your version to the original. And here is a huge pro tip for you. Please start slow. The goal here is not speed, it's control.
go into your YouTube or podcast settings and slow that audio down to 0.75 speed. Focus on getting the sounds and the rhythm just right. Accuracy first, okay? Speed will follow naturally, I promise.
Now, I get it. Recording yourself can feel a little awkward at first. It can be kind of cringy to hear your own voice, but you have to trust me on this. It is the single most effective tool for improvement. It literally transforms you from a passive learner into your own personal pronunciation coach. So you've done it. You've got this recording of your voice. Now what? What exactly are you supposed to be listening for? How do you turn that awkward recording into real, useful feedback? Here's a super simple checklist. First up, listen for intonation. Does your voice go up at the end of a question and down at the end of a statement? Second, listen for sentence stress. Are you punching those important words, the nouns and the verbs? Third, check your rhythm and pauses. Are you pausing naturally between ideas, or are you stopping in weird places? And last, pronunciation. But don't try to fix everything at once. Just try to find one or two specific sounds that you can really focus on improving next time. So you see, all of this leads us to a completely different way of thinking about fluency. It's not a race. It's not about trying to speak as fast as you possibly can. It's a process of building control. There's this quote from a language coach named Liz Aldham that just perfectly nails this idea. She says, "Speed reveals what isn't automated yet." Think about that. When you rush, your English doesn't get worse. It just gets exposed. Speed is like a spotlight that shines on all the parts of the language that your brain hasn't made automatic yet. So here's the bottom line. Fluency is the natural result of building automaticity. And you build that automaticity through controlled, focused practice like shadowing. You don't get faster by trying to be fast. You get faster by removing all the friction in your brain so the words can just flow. And that just leaves us with one final, kind of provocative thought. We're all so programmed to believe that fast equals fluent. But what if we've had it backwards the whole time? What if the real secret to speaking faster, more naturally, and more fluently is to give ourselves permission to start by speaking slower? Give it a try. I think you'll be amazed at what happens.
Hello, it's Rod's friend here, Gino from Real Everyday English. Sorry for interrupting your video. I just want to make a quick recommendation that you subscribe to Rodrigo's channel. He's an amazing guy, he's so humble, he's so dedicated, and he creates absolutely fantastic content. See you people soon. Bye-bye. God bless.